As our motto states, the listeners will just have to suffer.
You should find that in Latin. Have it on now I'm going to have to.
Yeah, we're going to have to look that up.
Yep.
Convert to Latin.
Yep.
How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of the Son of Frankenstein.
This one is probably just as bad as his father. Good morning, son.
Well, hello.
My son, you have inherited the fortune of the Frankensteins. I trust you will not inherit their fate.
By heaven, I think you're a worse fiend than your father. What are you going to do about it? There's a monster afoot and you know it.
Well, we warned you.
You've been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series, yada, yada, yada. I'm Tom Lang.
And I'm Bill Evenson, and you've joined us for blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go.
You can tell we're doing this for a long time today. So yeah.
Christ. Here we go. Here we go again. We're at the 1 hour mark.
That's right.
Yay.
Minute 60.
Minute 60 of Universal's 1939 film, blah, blah, blah. So, Rathbone's squint doesn't work for me here.
No, here he's starting to look
weird.
He's getting that smug look again.
Smug. It makes him look
which
smug.
looks a little odd. Yeah, it doesn't fit the scene. I don't know if that's what he's going for. I don't think
I don't
so.
think so either. Yeah.
But it sort of looks like that.
He does it later to an effect.
Yeah,
I don't like it anyway. It makes him look weird.
No, he
It's
looks.
ugh.
Yeah.
But he does it later.
Where it fits.
Yeah, where it fits. There
Yes, yes. I know what you mean. And yeah, then I think the monster's had enough of this. He does his waves his arm, the patented Karloff arm wave that we have come to know and love, and sort of releases his grip on Wolf and turns and just slumps away, shaking his head, waving his arm like, no, this can't be.
Well, what he starts doing is
he's sort of rocking.
He's
back
doing what
and
you
forth.
just described, and then rocking sort of back and forth, left and right, almost like he's gonna spinning. He's kind of spinning back and forth.
Yeah.
And the reason, of course, that he's doing this is he's vamping.
Vamping
so somebody can climb up that ladder
Yes.
again. Yeah. For the second time in 3 minutes.
Yes.
We see a character vamping, so another character can climb up that fucking ladder.
Yeah. So it's a wide shot.
But this time, it's a little wide. Well, it's about probably the same. But you can see somebody. But for this time, now we have two characters vamping. Yeah. Because they both got to figure out what to do. So what Wolf is doing.
I like what Wolf does, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
You like? Okay.
Where
So he rolls his sleeve
up and he's like rubbing his arm like it hurt.
Yeah. The monster hurt me.
Gripping him hurt.
Because I'm a big pussy.
Well, there's that.
I mean, that's
it reaffirms what we all thought.
We already knew. Yeah. Well, I did want to mention something. I have it for this minute, so if this is an appropriate time, we are talking about the gentleman named Philip St. John Basil Rathbone, MC, because I looked him up. Just because we were talking, we're going to be talking about him, and that's right, I remember what it was. I was reading in one of these. It's that one. It's got to be It's Alive Frankenstein in preparation, and Mank does a little biography about each actor.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you covered this a year ago when he first appeared on screen, but it bears repeating, and especially in this case. This man was nominated for 2 Oscars, one in 1937 for supporting actor, and one in 1939 for supporting actor, and I can't remember the name of either one. You probably know them off the top of your head.
No.
Hardly matters at this point.
It doesn't matter, but yeah.
But so what I did was, when making my notes, rather than go back to It's Alive and copying it out of there, I thought, well, I'll look at his Wikipedia page. It's got to be on there. I didn't see it on there. But what I did see, what I thought was interesting, is this description of Philip St. John Basil Rathbone. Philip St. John Basil Rathbone was an English actor. He rose to prominence in the United Kingdom as a Shakespearean stage actor and went on to appear in more than 70 films, primarily costume dramas, swashbucklers, and, occasionally, horror films. I just think that sounds like it was written by someone whose surname is almost certainly Rathbone. Like somebody in the family is like,
just like,
no, he's not. Like they went in and edited something that said Basil Rathbone is primarily known for
horror films.
Son of Frankenstein with Donnie Dunnigan, and they occasionally horror films, which is just such a sad thing because we know how this all works out. making this film, I think, he's already dismissive of it and calls them penny dreadfuls.
Penny dreadfuls. And you could kind of tell.
What's a penny dreadful? That's a horror book.
It was like a pulp magazine that would come out, and they were cheaply printed.
Like a penny?
Like a penny. Cost a penny. Sort of Astounding Tales kind of a thing.
Right.
That was a primarily English thing, these penny dreadfuls. There was a series called Penny Dreadful that incorporated, Victor Frankenstein and Henry Jekyll and all these things.
It had Billy Piper from television, BBC TV's Doctor Who had a big role in it.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I don't know.
I started to watch it, and then for whatever reason didn't continue. Not that I didn't like it. I think life just was happening.
Just like we've talked about Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yep.
So that's Philip St. John Basil Rathbone MC. What is MC? I've heard of...
I thought I'd talked about it when... But now, I could dig through this stack of cards here.
We're giving those away. There's a contest.
I forget. Anyway, it's a member of the...
But I think it's interesting that he, at this point, is the guy that was nominated for 2 Oscars. I don't know if he'd been nominated the second time yet, but he's at least been nominated once. And he's coming to this movie, at least somewhat, with a bit of disdain. Yeah. He doesn't think this is a great thing to be involved in.
Well, I think that reflects in his performance.
That's just what I'm getting at. Is I think quite often it doesn't. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Although I didn't like the squinting.
Overall, but I think later on you see it.
Well, I'll have to look out for that.
Yeah.
I think that he amps up his performance as the character is supposed to be.
Yes, but there are moments where he's I don't want to say camping it up, but it's a little
too much.
Even for Basil Rathbone, for Wolf von Frankenstein, it's a bit much.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the vamping, I wanted to make sure I mentioned because I knew it would come up.
Oh yeah,
it's a big component of minute 57 and this minute, and I think it's true.
Minute 56. No, 57. 57. You're right.
I think it's true that people would be unlikely to notice this if they'd only watched it once. If you were watching the movie in the theater in 1939, you'd be more likely to stop watching paying attention to the people in the foreground, and because you see someone in the background. Here comes somebody
climbing up out of the pit.
And both times that framing is more or less correct. Like you said in 57, it probably could have been done a little better, but it's pretty good. It's skillfully done. It's just not perfect.
Right.
And that's what we get here. It's almost like a callback to 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And so you're like, here we go again.
He even grabs the stanchion pole exactly like Boris did. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. What I think is interesting is Karloff's facing away, doing his little spin moves, and then but Rathbone's not. He's looking that direction and doesn't see him, which is kind of weird. But he sees him pretty quick. Yeah. And then we have dialogue for the first time in weeks.
Yes, and the character climbing up out of the pit is none other than Igor. I am Igor! Homer!
That's your quote for Igor. I am Igor! I'm just thinking, based on what the canon we've already established, and I'm sure we'll remember this 2 years from now when we go to talk about it. It's I am Igor Kettering. Hopefully people have the slightest idea what that means. Okay. All right. 60 minutes in, we finally get to see Igor and the monster interact with one another, which is it's a big highlight of this film.
Oh, it absolutely is. Igor turns him around and pats on his chest. No.
Very good.
No. This is the only real relationship in the entire film, is those two characters. They love each other.
Yeah.
They have the only real human connection in this entire movie. Maybe in this entire series.
I love that we, once again, are disagreeing on it. Maybe in the entire series?
I don't know. I'm exaggerating. I think Chick and Wilbur love each other.
There you go. That's true, actually.
Yeah, no.
I would contend that we do have a scene coming up later. Well, wait a minute. We already had it. Amelia and Donnie. Amelia and Peter love each other.
Fine,
but coming up, there will be an emotional connection that lasts probably less than a minute. That I'll point it out when we get there.
Okay.
Do you want me to tell you now?
Sure.
I think that Wolf and Elsa have a touching moment later for like a second.
But it's so brief, and it's not backed up by anything else they do in the film.
Okay. Here's the way
from like 30 minutes in onward, he's indifferent to her, except for that little moment.
Okay, see, to me, that is the point of it. Is the reason that's the reason that stands out is because that's been the case. And she's been, for whatever reason, oblivious. Well, we have to wait till we get there, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it's striking that the movie is rolling along. We're in a monster movie, and there's crazy shit going on all over. And then suddenly, I believe that it comes to a bit of a stop where she says, "Wolf, I'm worried about you." Yeah. And you just kind of go, "Oh, that's right. These are people."
They're actually a married couple that supposedly love each other.
Yeah. We'll have to see how we feel when we get there.
But I don't think that comes as naturally as Igor and the Monster.
Mm-hmm. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I think they are clearly the whole. They love each other.
Yeah.
The way that.
I'm getting a little.
Yeah, I know, right? The way that Igor pats the monster's chest, it's like no.
Right, when he does that.
And the monster immediately calms down.
The monster completely changes. Yeah. His demeanor is completely different. In fact, he might even calm down too much. He gets a little stiff. Yeah, maybe. He doesn't smile.
No, and I kind of wish he would.
Yeah. But
other than that,
can.
Yeah, obviously.
But he doesn't in this.
That's not true. He does at one point.
But it's interesting you singled out touching him his chest and saying, because I said he's very soothing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll mention that maybe a little bit later what he does. But
before we go forward, I had the relationships that why I think that this is the most real relationship. I
talk about this all day. This is a big part of this movie.
Because Wolf is gay as a lark. We know that.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Amelia's a dullard.
Well, Elsa seems devoted to Wolf, but barely tolerates Peter.
Yeah, she's not interested.
She barely pays any attention to him. Wolf is good to Benson, but only as long as it suits him.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Then he turns pretty quick.
Yeah.
Amelia loves Peter and vice versa, but they're morons.
Yeah, they're both dullards. Good point. Yeah.
Then Wolf and Igor have the most solid relationship anyway.
Okay, so you just said Wolf and Igor.
I mean the monster.
But that's interesting because there is a relationship
there too,
and it's an interesting relationship.
It is.
It's not unlike Wolf's relationship with Krog. Actually. It's a relationship. It's not an honest relationship.
It's very guarded and
it's a very suspicious relationship.
Yes. Well, and I think the two are the flip side of each other.
Okay, how so?
Wolf and Krog.
Oh, I think I do see what you mean. Well, yeah, Wolf is.
Wolf feels like he's superior in both instances.
Okay.
But
he's wrong in both.
He's wrong in both instances. I kind of forgot.
So maybe they're the same.
Well, I was kind of forgot. I had.
Well, the one thing that I think is different, and because I interrupted you and I apologize, is Wolf is concealing something from Krog. He feels like he's putting one over on Krog, and he doesn't have that relationship with Igor.
No,
in fact, he's most honest he is in this movie is with Igor.
Yeah.
And maybe Benson.
I think he's honest with Benson, again, only as it suits him.
It's an interesting point, actually, the more I think about it. Yeah, he does have a little heart-to-heart with Benson back in the library or the study or whatever we call it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, yes, Igor and the monster, their relationship is almost inexplicable. And that's okay. Well, I feel like that's fine. You don't have to have... Like, when you watch the movie The Old Dark House, and Melvin Douglas and what's-her-name's character are...
Gladys Perkins.
They're going to get married at the end.
They met each other 4 hours earlier.
Yeah, there's no way you buy that.
Right.
But it's you just forgive it because there's a charm there.
Yes.
But it's absolutely not real. It's inexplicable.
Right.
Well, this one, these guys have known each other for years.
But the same film, you have that relationship between Morgan...
Bill?
No,
Morgan
and Saul.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And it's almost like this same relationship here between Igor and the monster.
Yeah, it is similar. Although which one's they're both a little. I guess in this, they're both, there you go. Yeah, it is similar. Yeah, in this case, my assumption is that Igor is, and maybe this is just wrong, but I would assume that Igor's more in it for a reason. He wants to get something out of it.
Well, yeah, I think so, but I think that's
clearly
only.
He is, yeah.
I think that's only part of it. I think there is genuine affection.
There seems to be.
No, he walks no more. He's really deeply hurt by that.
That's true.
he does things for me. Okay, we can make fun of that line all we want, but I think it does show that there's a bond. And this
Clearly
moment right here.
The monster's having almost an epileptic
he's apoplectic beside himself.
Yeah, he's apoplectic. He's having a panic attack.
Yeah, and
Not
Igor's...
sure why, but he just found out he's ugly.
Igor's immediately calms him. And you can say maybe it is a little too quick, but...
What quick?
Igor calms him a little too quickly.
Actually, I'm fine with how quick it is.
Okay.
I like that about it.
I thought you said that bothered you.
No. If I said something was quick, I don't know if I said something was quick.
The monster calms down too
What I
quickly.
mean is he's... their relationship is established very quickly, but we don't need to understand why. We don't need an establishing. This is all we need.
Yeah.
The monster's having a panic attack. Igor says, no. And everything's completely fine. Yeah, no, I don't think it's too quick. I think that's great.
I mean, you got to look at
the
the monster as like a big toddler, and so Igor is kind of treating him that way without having to really go into detail.
Yeah. So the last relationship of any consequence that the monster would have had like this would have been the hermit.
Yeah.
And the hermit was blind. Obviously, people remember.
You remember that?
He was blind, so he treated him
like a person.
Like a person. And
that's
what Igor
does here. Yeah.
And that's why Igor is special to the monsters, because everybody
else treats him like shit.
I shouldn't say that. Initially, he seems affectionate towards Henry. But then shit goes off the rails.
Yeah.
As it so often does in these films, soon goes off the rails.
Yes.
That's a bit of a mixed metaphor. Yeah. I don't know if the shit is usually on a rail. Is that a thing that people transport by rail?
Maybe not anymore. They might have at one point.
Oy.
Before modern plumbing, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was all rail-based.
Rail-driven.
Oh boy. The dog had to go to the vet just for her regular checkup yesterday. And so I brought the dog to Jackie's work, my former place of employment. And I also brought a bag of poop. Because I was told that this is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
And I brought the dog and a bag of poop to her desk. And she put the bag of poop probably into the garbage and did not bring it to the vet.
Oh, we bring it. We usually get
why not bring it? I don't get it.
Like an old...
Especially since I went to the trouble of fucking
collecting it. We usually put it in like a receptacle, like an old yogurt container or something.
I'm so glad to hear you didn't say pickle jar.
You cut me off before I could.
Do they go in a pickle jar?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you don't reuse those for...
We only have so many jars.
I guess that's true. There are only so many jars.
Wolf is kind of astonished by their relationship almost. He looks a little
that's a good point.
Astonished and like, oh, that's what a relationship should look like.
Yeah, right. That anybody could have any
kind of affection for another person.
Wolf is that's a good point. Wolf is definitely deficient in this area.
Yeah, and I think what the original intention is that he's realizing the power Igor has over the monster.
I agree.
Because he references it later, but I also think there is some of that too.
Yeah.
That he's like,
that's
people do this?
I would assume that's not textual or subtextual. It's not intentional.
No, but it's there.
But it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some dark shit that Wolf should have to answer for, and certainly does not.
No.
He's trouble, this guy.
Wolf has issues.
They were right to,
kick him out of the university. Is that?
When he took a shit on the desk? Back to that?
Yes.
No, I mean...
the villagers...
The villagers, yeah. They came to meet him, not to greet him, because they wanted to lay eyes on him, and no other reason. And they were right.
How'd he get out of here?
They want so much to be your friends. What does that mean? This is great. How did he get out of here?
And it's a great shot. I like that shot because the wall behind him is that stone door, and it looks like the other Frankenstein films, I guess. It finally looks like a gothic thing.
Right.
Versus these blank walls that we've been staring at for an hour.
Yeah.
It has a really nice contrast between the light and the dark.
It looks
like a black and white shot, where most of the film looks like a color shot printed in black and white.
Which is
a possibility.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but
I doubt it, because Technicolor, you'd have 3 strips of film, and it would have been ludicrous to shoot the whole film that way and not release it.
Okay, I don't ever go there. That's too crazy. But the idea that
I think it was designed.
It might have been
designed for color.
Yeah. The best part about the blank walls is that it's going to make it easier to CGI in
absolutely.
the really beautiful stuff.
The really
later.
Nice set. Yeah, that will design.
Like that big ball of whatever that was in that
Jack Otterston drawing.
Jack Otterman just and Shin mentioned
You make him well with your light and ink.
So I always thought he said better, because when he says well, it's like a 2-syllable thing. I always thought he said better.
Oh, really?
Anyway, that's just me. After you go, he get up and walk. So
now he's all right again.
Here's what I like is when Wolf says, "How did he get out of here?"
Yeah.
Igor's answer is, it's like asking, "Where did you come from?" And you say, "Oh, my mom and dad." It's like I'm giving you the bare facts in an answer to your specific question. Yeah. That's not what he's asking you, Igor. Right. He's not asking you what happened. Tell me blow by blow.
Right.
After you left, he got up. I mean, I figured that much out. I can see he's up.
Yeah.
The point is, what the fuck happened, Igor? And you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But that's Igor. That's been Igor, and it'll continue to be Igor.
He's
all right again. Yeah, and I like that. Then Igor rubs Karloff's chest in a way that has always creeped me out. He goes for the nipple. He kind of rubs the nipple area, and it's all honestly. I'm not even even before minute by minute. I know we can get a little we dissect.
Yeah.
So sometimes something like that we can point it out, and then it's not necessarily meaningful. We're getting
so intimate. That,
This has always creeped me out.
Really, because I never really
he rubs the nipple.
Never really looked at it that way. Never saw that.
Luckily, there's probably so much between Lugosi's hand and Karloff's nipple.
There's 3 or 4 inches of padding.
Yeah, padding, rugs. A bra. I think he's wearing a brassiere.
Part of the costume,
actually. Men generally in the 30s. Not well known. In Germany, in the 30s, men were required
they wanted to be
brassieres.
Authentic, so...
What's the German word for...
Bustenhalter.
Bustenhalter?
I only know that from the German from the German Monty Python episode where they do the lumberjack song in German.
Of course they do. Bustenhalter. Oh, and wait, hold on a second. Just like my cousin Walter?
Uncle Walter.
Uncle Walter. Nice.
Yep.
Well done.
Thank you.
Wow.
See?
Asked and answered.
What's your next question?
Holy shit.
What is the bit?
Holy shit.
Smartass. What's your next question?
My next question. So right off the bat, Igor encourages the monster that Wolf is a good man.
Yeah.
Is Igor just trying to make sure to keep Wolf alive in case he needs him?
I think so. I don't think he genuinely finds Wolf to be a good man.
Or
although he is probably grateful that Wolf got him up and walking around.
I think there could be some of that, right?
Yeah, but I think it's also just playing it safe.
Probably.
Keep Wolf on our good side, because we could use him again.
The assumption on my part is that Igor is clever and conniving and scheming enough, and if you haven't seen the film, there's more to come. But we've already seen plenty.
Yeah.
That we have to assume that his actions are tactical.
Oh yeah.
If that's the right word.
I think so. He's keeping his cards close to the vest. What is that? Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, or something like that.
The Klingon proverb. Actually,
I'm sure it predates that.
No, I'm sure it does, but I'm just trying to think, where did I see it recently? Friends close. Oh, it's in The Godfather. Mm-hmm. That's probably predates that too.
Yeah.
It's actually, Michael says that he quotes his father as having said that. So you never even actually see Vito say it. I think he says it it's in part 2. My father taught me to keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
But I bet it predates that.
Yeah, when I'm watching it, I always assume that. I always say,
I'm sure it's
a
an
good
old
line,
axiom. Yeah.
Can't imagine Mario Puzo and Coppola came up with that around the typewriter.
Even the Klingon proverb about revenge being a dish best served cold has to predate Wrath of Khan by centuries. not being a Klingon proverb, but just a...
You know, I got confused for a second there because I was thinking of the scene in Star Trek VI where he says that Shakespeare is best in the original Klingon.
Oh.
It's best heard in the original Klingon, and I always think of it that. I always think of that kind of stuff as that way. Like, he can call it a Klingon proverb. He can say shit. It doesn't really matter. The point is, history's by that point so long. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
The other option I was thinking is, I think it is probably, I probably should have done this in the other order, but it probably is he just wants to keep Wolf alive in case he needs him.
Yeah.
But the other option is, does it just make sense not to encourage a killing in your own home?
Yeah.
Right? So let's not kill this one.
Right, yeah.
Thing is, soon we'll see how that plays
that
out.
doesn't always work out well.
Yeah. And I guess now that I think about it, it doesn't work out well for Igor.
No. It doesn't work out for anyone except Wolf and...
There's a lot that goes poorly for people.
Yeah.
Basically, if you look at the moral stance of the characters in this film, the more immoral they are, the more likely things are going to be just fine. No, I don't think that's true. But
he has the monster pat his shoulder.
Does that remind you of anything? It actually, I don't even have this in my notes, but it reminds me of the hermit scene.
Oh, yeah.
The way
his
arm is at an awkward length and stiffly touches his shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram.
He must never get out again. Never.
Yeah.
We all know how well that's going to go too, right?
Never. That's kind of the delivery there is kind of
Shakespearean.
Very dramatic Shakespearean. Never. And for my first, one of the things I think about that is, dude, he can hear you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's right there.
Yes.
He speaks
right.
English.
Yeah,
Actually,
he understands. Yeah.
Also, no.
Well,
Like it's obvious. I wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous.
Come on.
We get a 3-shot, and again, Wolf and the monster are eye to eye.
Okay, God, I got to look for this. I can't believe I'm still not looking for this.
Every time they're together, it's
so that bothers you a lot, I think.
Well, it does because they were really careful not to have that happen in the previous films, and now it's just sort of this film of all is presenting this larger than life monster. He's the monster. He's got this history that we've never seen or heard, but it's just terrible.
He, according to the subtitles, is referred to as a giant.
Yeah,
according to the subtitles.
And there he is standing, head to head with Wolf.
With obvious, what do you call it?
Big
feet.
platform boots on.
Boots on.
Those asphalt boots. At this point, they're not those anymore. They've been custom made since Bride.
So. There's not actual asphalt spreading?
No, they made them more comfortable, a little bit lighter, and they get taller each time.
Okay.
The ones in Bride were a little bit bigger. Now these are even bigger, taller.
Okay. I thought you meant going forward, like is Lon Chaney Jr.
No, I think going forward,
5'7"?
everybody wears Karloff's going forward.
They all have the size shoe?
From what I understand, what I've read is that I'll look into it deeper as we go forward, but they wore his boots.
I guess I
think Strange probably not because he was probably bigger, but
yeah, that's probably true. But the boots almost become like part of the iconography or whatever you want to call it, the mythos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
It wouldn't be right for him to just be wearing sandals.
So that figure there on the shelf by the door, he's got just like army boots.
Yeah,
on.
you're right.
It's just not quite right.
Yeah, it's not quite right. Oh, interesting. Huh. Yeah. Does the bride have asphalt spreaders under her dress?
No, but clearly Elsa had big boxes or something on her feet because you can see it as she walks. I mentioned it when we did the minutes.
I don't listen to the podcast.
You're probably better.
Even while we're recording it, apparently.
Yeah. I have no choice. I mean, I could put them out raw, I suppose, but there's a lot of ums and ers and
coughs and farts.
Nazi references that need to come out.
I'm just telling you, just give it a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos.
No, we're not descending into Lebowski quotes.
We're not.
Not allowing it. Not allowing it. We can do Python quotes.
Those
fine. Are allowed.
Okay, but not Lebowski.
Not Lebowski.
So next time Donnie comes on, I can't say "Shut the fuck up, Donnie."
Actually, you vamp. I'm gonna look up this week's.
Oh, this week's.
Whatever that fucking thing is called. You got more, or do you have more?
No. The sound of that envelope tearing open can only mean one thing. Got any more questions, wise ass? Bill is poking around on his phone, and we're gonna do.
Oh no!
Have any other questions, smart ass?
Let's see here. It's probably an easy way to do this. Minute 353. So,
oh my gosh.
7 weeks ago, the episode called "No One Will Be Seated During the Exciting Oh, never mind.
Okay.
The following comment was posted by Chuck WPG.
Okay.
On Patreon. So this is one of our Patrons.
Oh,
So take it easy.
No, nothing but respect for this man.
Here's the comment. Donnie, you're out of your element.
There we go.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's this week's. The sound of someone resealing an envelope.
All right, I like that.
Well, good. Now we've got a regular segment.
I like that.
Whatever it's called. What was it called?
Have any more questions, wise ass?
Wasn't it? You got
any more? Yeah, you got any more questions, wise ass?
Got it. It was just. This
just
is what it's called. Got any more questions, wise ass?
Okay.
And
All right.
And if you're on Patreon, that's the kind of thing that we encourage. Is
absolutely
send us a question saying, "Got any more questions?" So listeners, look forward to yet another installment of "Got Any More Questions, Wise Ass," the Jason Tucker Memorial "Got Any More Questions, Wise Ass" segment.
I didn't know Jason left us, but
no, that was the first one, the very first edition.
Yeah, but
3 weeks ago.
Memorial, wouldn't that imply he's no longer? Or
yeah, it would imply that. I would agree. I would tend to agree that it would imply that.
Okay. There.
That's a left-handed guy scribbling. That's the sound of that.
Yeah. The sound of the left-handed guy scribbling can only mean one thing. This episode.
We're not talking about it this week.
This episode is over. That's it? Got anything else? No?
I don't have anything else.
All right, I'm off to the ball game.
What time are we at?
2:21, so perfect.
2:21.
Yeah. Oh, you mean lengthwise? Minutes.
Oh, okay. 2:21 is the time. Yeah, okay, got it. I figured. Yeah. I eventually sort of get it.
Got it.
Oy.